Hi there, listener. You're about to experience TADPOG. Tyler and Dave play old games, and there will be plenty of game talk, but also copious amounts of crude, off-color, offensive, and immature speech. So if you are of a rather sensitive humor constitution, we're just letting you know what you're in for with this show. It has games. It has jokes. You know, just games and jokes. Take the games, take the jokes, and have a good time.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to another TADPOG podcast. Mm-hmm. It's one of those. It's a podcast. It happens consistently.
Yep.
We're in there
For 4 years.
for 4 years running.
Yeah. Never took a break.
Most of the time, twice a week.
Yeah.
Was once a week a long time ago, but then twice a week. Pretty early on.
When I'm in therapy, my therapist is going to say you have to stop doing this twice a week, or you have to take a break. One or the other. You can't. The reason that you see spiders when you close your eyes is because you do this twice a week. No, I'm just kidding. This is better than therapy.
I'm just kidding. I'll never go to therapy.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. I see spiders all the time.
I deal with my madness. Where two old guys play games. It's other shit Monday, so it's just old games, new games, whatever kind of games.
We're talking about a very new game today.
Very, very
Extremely new.
So new. It's not really out yet.
It's not even out yet. Exactly. This is probably the newest game that we've ever done on the show.
So that is a recommendation for Dad Month by Sandwich Pope Phil Hawkins called Dad Quest.
Dad Quest.
Dad Quest.
That's right. We're wrapping up Dad Month, which
Yep.
is a huge deal
Yep.
because we don't normally do things like that.
Wrap things up, yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah. The Simpsons games, we're not wrapping that up because I don't think I want to do that anymore. We've wrapped up the IGN's Top 100 SNES games list, and we've wrapped up the other one, the N64 list,
Yep.
Dorkly's N64 list. That's it, pretty much. I feel
Yeah,
like
so pretty much already done.
Digital Trends, we'll probably get through
We'll
that
finish
one.
that one. We haven't finished La Mulana yet. It's fine.
No, but we're saving La Mulana for
the
episode
last episode.
321 or whatever it is.
All right. Before we get to all that, I'm your beard host, Tyler.
Yes.
And I guess you can intro yourself because we have a story together.
Okay, I'm your bespectacled host, Dave.
And Rhythm Master Paul Korn is getting married to soul sister yarn sorceress Chandra Lee Martinez.
It's a momentous Tadpog occasion. I'm gonna go ahead and claim it for Tadpog. It's a Tadpog
exactly.
win.
We're why this is worked for them. We're their glue. It's fine. It's okay.
They've both
Yeah.
told me that in confidence. So like, don't tell the other one I said this, but
I'm only with them because of you.
because of you and Tyler, we're doing this because we know you'll give us a huge shout out on the show.
Yeah.
that's their only motivation.
That's fine. We can be. We will be your marriage glue.
Yeah.
You have a game you want us to play. You need just some marriage glue. Just include that in your 5-star review.
It's a new service we provide for upper level donors on Patreon.
Yep.
We'll provide you marriage counseling. That's just a thing that we'll do. At $50 a month, you can. We'll just hang out with you and your bride or groom to be, and we'll just hash it out. We'll go over your budget. We'll talk about your religious differences and how you
Mostly we're the
yeah, and we're gonna focus. Real
If there's
hard on
not
that.
any, we're encourage some to come up.
Yeah. Oh, sure. You got to have problems.
You need to have just lots of drama. That's what makes a marriage work. Is lots of drama.
Yes, you have to keep it real at all times. Also, never be considerate of one another. That's an important thing.
No.
And make sure that you have a child before you're ready, like way before you're ready.
Yeah. Or if like we're not helping, and just go ahead and have a child just to repair things. It's the best. It's the best.
Absolutely,
it's the best move.
that is a good policy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The patch baby. It's fine.
Yeah. I do feel like sociologically we're programmed to do that. Like, because that happens so frequently that what's the answer behind that? Because so many people I know like, who shouldn't be having babies have babies, and they're like, well, they didn't fix anything. All right, well, I guess we're just programmed to do that.
Yeah.
We just like sex a lot.
It's true.
I think is the real reason.
But what we also like.
What is that? 5-star iTunes reviews.
5-star iTunes reviews. Sex, 5-star iTunes reviews, and now the escape game.
Yeah, the escape game.
Paul Korn was nice enough to invite us to his surprise bachelor party yesterday in Nashville, part of which was going and playing the escape game.
Yeah, we played the heist version. So I had never done a escape game.
Nope, neither did I.
I didn't really know what to expect. I actually kind of thought it was going to be more like the movie Saw. I'm glad that it wasn't.
I was mad Carrie Yules wasn't there.
Yeah. I was really relieved that it wasn't like, because I have heard of escape rooms where it's like, okay, so they put you in the trunk of a car and that's where you start. And it was like, when I read that, I was like, I'm not sure that I want to do this.
It's either the escape game or they're taking you to a teen rehab. Whichever.
Yeah, exactly. I've been kidnapped. I'm going to be, quote unquote, cured of all my childhood ails.
But yeah, it was, I expected it to be, well, my impression of it, because I know people have done it before, I expected it to be very similar to 999 and Virtue's Last Reward. And it was. That is basically what those games are, room by room.
Yeah.
And plus making decisions and where you're going to go. But it's very similar. So, because for people who don't know what the escape game is, escape game,
we should probably explain that.
Because basically it's a series of rooms, each that consists of multiple puzzles that you have to solve in order to get out and progress to the next room toward an overarching goal.
So the puzzles, like examples of the puzzles would be like finding hidden numbers in paintings is one of the things we had to do. Spoilers if you're going to do the heist at escape game. Maybe I should use different examples.
And like there were safes. I was like,
save points.
Safes, or is it saves? No, I think it's saves.
It's definitely saves. I went to the bank and checked on all the saves, make sure.
Because hidden safes where you'll have to figure out a combination of letters or numbers to unlock, to get keys, to get further, decipher cryptograms. Is that what you'd call it? And it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. There is, I hear, so Exalted Lord Mike of Purdue, I know has done several of these. So I'm excited for his reaction to this. I don't know if he's ever been to the escape game in Nashville.
Yeah.
But I think I hear there's one local here, like Talon Falls.
There's one in Paducah. Whenever I saw that it was Talon Falls, I was like, I don't know if that's legit or not.
Why do you say that? Have you had bad experiences with Talon Falls?
I hate Talon Falls.
Yeah.
Oh, I fucking hate Talon Falls.
Is it just because it's like cheapo?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And this, like in Nashville, it didn't feel cheap. I mean,
no.
It felt a little small, but that's because they're kind of working in Nashville in like a smaller building. Like it didn't really. It's supposed to.
And they didn't peel the stickers off of some of their furniture very well, because I know in the second room where all the art books were, a keypad and a locked box were on that shelf, and I was looking everywhere because little clues can be stuck up anywhere or hidden numbers. Like I'm pouring over this shelf and I find out, oh, okay. This in the story is that like this college professor who also is called the curator, his thief name, where he steals art from all over the world. So I was like, oh, this millionaire master thief like bought this shelf at World Market.
I know.
Here's this sticker and the directions on how he put it together.
And here's his fedora, which clearly has an Indiana Jones label in the hat. So yeah, immersion gets broken a little bit here and there. But all in all, I thought it was really fun. I want to do another one.
Yeah,
like I really, really want to do another one. And like I'm kind of tempted to check out Talon Falls, but at the same time, I feel like I can't because I'll be going in with super high expectations.
Yeah.
But who knows? Maybe I would be surprised.
I want to see if it's an official like licensed by those same people escape game and not just like Talon Falls, like, let's just cash in on this escape game thing.
You know that's
So-
what it is.
Probably.
I mean, like I haven't looked it up, but I mean that's
Probably.
come on, man. We're in P Town. We're in Paducah. We don't license shit here.
They just lock you in a room and just like you have to ask for the key.
Yeah. Can I have that, please? No.
Yeah, that's the trick.
Nailed it. So the real catch of it is you're supposed to try to do it in under an hour. You got a time limit of an hour, and that puts a lot of pressure on, especially near the end, because we cut it pretty close. I think we had like 3 minutes or something like that left. And you can get you can ask for 3 hints that are free, and then any hints you ask for after that, it adds time to your final time. So I am curious, like, what happens if you just go in there and you're like, hint, all right, do the next thing, hint, do the next thing. Essentially do it like my 1.5-year-old asks for help. Where it's like, if we get to any obstacle at all, it's just like, help.
Oh, please. Because he said unlimited hints. Yeah.
I know.
Your completion time, you beat it under an hour, but your time is 3 hours and 50 minutes.
It's 14 days. So it was fun. I want to do another one.
Yeah, and they give you, 3 request helps. Beyond that's the time limit, and they'll give you free help sometimes if they see that you're almost there, but you've interpreted it like a little bit differently. They'll give you a free hint, which I think we only got one of those in the first room.
Yeah, something like that.
Because we were overthinking it.
Yeah.
But I don't know how we were supposed to know that it was supposed to, without giving too much away, because we were trying to look at dates on paintings to try to figure out what number to put these numbers in.
Yeah.
And you were just supposed to go clockwise. I don't know how we were supposed to know to go clockwise.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know what the reasoning was on that. Like, I don't know if there was a hint or some kind of evidence, some kind of clue that we missed that's supposed to tell us that we're supposed to enter them in clockwise, or if it's just kind of an arbitrary thing.
Yeah.
Because we were trying to go in like date by like order of the date the painting was completed.
Yeah, which would have made perfect sense to me.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. But it was still fun. Did you feel awkward at all that you knew that you were being monitored 100% of the time by our game guide, Coleman?
Cole with his weird mustache. No, I guess I didn't really think about it.
Yeah. I did. I got over it. Once about 5 minutes in, I forgot about it. But like the first 5 minutes, I was like very mindful to like not accidentally touch my private parts or say anything.
For us not to start kissing when we get stressed out.
Yeah. Oh, this is the only way I can handle this. I got to kiss all these boys.
Davey Tyler's feeling stressed. Come here.
Help. Help. So we did it with 7 people, which is the maximum. How do you
feel like
feel
that was
about
too much. Like it's in that first room, like I ended up like kind of just standing
around
at
looking?
one point because like everyone was, because one guy had done it before, so he was taking, not this one before, but he'd done several
not the
escape
highest,
games.
but
Yeah, so he was kind of immediately jumped in and was taking the lead. And there were so many in this small room that I was just like, there's literally nothing for me to look at because everyone is looking at something.
Right, I know. I felt so much better when we got that first door open, and we had kind of like room to move around.
And enough stuff that all of us could be checking out and try to figure out something.
But I agree. I felt like, I mean, it was fun, and I'm glad I got to meet everybody there. But I do feel like it would be easier with like 5 people instead of 7.
Yeah.
Because what was happening is, since we all wanted to be helpful and we all wanted to like help solve the puzzle, we would like scatter and then like work on these smaller puzzles, but not communicate with each other. Like what we were.
I was sick of myself at one point because I was like, okay, I know we solved this one riddle. Here's the answer. Oh, but there aren't enough letters on these 2 locks. I had no clue there's a 3rd lock in the room, so we wouldn't needed to use one clue. If I had just known that
lock existed.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's tough too because like I don't think there's a way around it with that many people. Like I really don't. But I think like if you have a smaller group, like 4 or 5 that are pointing out everything.
Yeah.
I also think this might sound crazy, but in like first edition D&D, there are 2 important roles. There's a cartographer and there's a caller. And I think like going into an escape game would be with a caller would be amazing. And a caller is the person who like just takes in all the information and then makes a decision. So like you're not wasting time. Like we should have had a caller for like hints.
Yeah.
Where it's like you're in charge of hints. Like if you feel like the group is needing a hint, just call for it. So
Yeah.
that we're not like wasting seconds. Like, do we need a hint? Should we get a hint? We need
Yeah.
a guy who's just responsible for that.
That's true. It would be good. I was proud of myself for finding the actual painting because the lead guy has basically read the map wrong. So in the art room, everyone was on the opposite side of the room trying to find a hidden panel.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I think it was over this way. So I'm the only one who goes over to the other side. And I'm like, oh, I should have seen this earlier. I filled my perception, lifted up a fake board, painting.
And it makes sense that it was there. And I don't want to spoil anything, but it makes sense that it was there because we couldn't have accessed that point previously.
Yeah.
Because it was closed off by something.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to talk about because I don't want to spoil it. But
for
at the same
anybody,
time,
yeah.
I really want to talk about the specifics.
And that's spoil. I said spool.
Spool?
Like, spool the thread. I don't want to spool it for anybody.
I don't even know what I said.
Spoil.
I'm
You said
okay.
spoil. I said spoil.
Well,
You are speaking correctly.
depends on how you look at it. So it's very similar to 999 and all that.
Yeah,
Like,
that's basically what you do are those little sort of logic puzzles to try and figure out like keys in a combination to open a door to keep going.
all right.
So-
Well, I wanted to play. I already wanted to play 999, but like after going to the escape room, I want to play it more.
Yeah. I think you would especially 999 is a little dated, I guess, because it's for just the
Just
DS.
regular DS. Yeah.
So it has some what
clunky?
am I trying to say? It's a little clunky. There aren't any just improvements to make it just easier on the person playing it that they
Gotcha.
all fix in Virtue's Last Reward.
Like interface kind of issues.
Yeah, and then if you get an ending, a bad ending, you have to start completely over from the beginning. Where Virtue's Last Reward, the step before every ending, it branches off. Like in Virtue's Last Reward, it has just a big tree of endings. So once you get one ending, you just click open, go to the last spot where a decision was, and you
Gotcha.
can make the opposite decision.
That's cool. That's cool. I like that.
So, especially in 999, because you have to play what I think is very stupid. To get the best ending, you have to make all the right decisions to get to the end twice.
Really?
So you'll get to almost to the end, and then you get and then you get a password.
Yeah.
So then you have to restart all over again and play with it, knowing this password. So it's kind of
Gotcha. Not even Chrono Trigger level of friendly and getting the multiple ending.
yeah.
All right. Well, I still want to play it because I had a good time.
Yeah.
So
'Cause it's very much like walk into all these very, very different themed rooms. Each
Yeah.
one will be so. No, it's very good.
Cool.
Very,
Well-
just like that.
Paul, thanks for inviting us.
Yeah.
After that, I went out with him and some of the other guys to a pizzeria called Mafiosa's.
Yeah. How was that?
It was good. It
Yeah.
was really good. The pizza was great. Man, downtown Nashville is busy. It's busy.
Yeah. On a Saturday night. Yeah.
Yeah. So and I feel weird. I'm sure to everybody else there, it was just normal. Maybe even a light night. But for me, I can blow through downtown Paducah at 50 miles an hour and not even catch a red light because no one's down there. It's
Yep.
just deserted. But it was really cool down there, and the pizza
Yeah.
was good. I ate so much cheese yesterday, and it's I haven't had a lot of cheese recently, in the last couple months. So it has just been today has just been it's been a weird my stomach's just been making whale noises all day. Yeah. Good times. But yeah, it was good.
Definitely want to go back. Dad Quest?
Yeah, you want to talk about Dad Quest?
Yeah. Do you hear that, Dave? Well, this doesn't have a Wikipedia entry.
It does not have a
Okay.
Wikipedia entry. And I can read off of the Kickstarter page
Sure.
if
There
you'd
you go.
like. I do hear that non-existent train, which of course ushers in a segment that we like to call actually, how about Dave reads from Steam Greenlight,
Yeah.
which also I don't think sums up the game very well. So, okay, guys, Dad Quest. I'm just gonna I might just wing it.
Okay.
I might just wing it.
Because that's one of my problems with the game is very, very, very little to go on.
Yeah, it's a game that's like kind of based around exploring and taking your time to figure things out. And so you're right. There isn't much explaining to it at all. There is okay, so here's a little caveat for full transparency or other terms that like actual journalists use. We played a demo of this game because this game isn't out yet.
Yeah.
It's on Steam Greenlight. But the only way to play what exists currently is to download the demo. Which the demo is just a straight up Flash file. There's nothing, there's like no installer, there's nothing fancy to it at all. The demo is 2 files. The Flash document and a README text. You got to read that README text because it gives the instructions on like how to move and how to throw your child.
And even then, like I didn't feel like they gave you enough information. Like you need to know, because I had no clue whatsoever about a wall jump. Like you had to tell me that.
Yeah,
I could not find that anywhere. Like
No.
all the people in the game don't tell you that.
No.
The instructions don't tell you that.
No.
And it's important.
Yeah.
So that immediately that soured me to the game.
Yeah. Yeah, you need the wall jump for sure. Like you can't progress. When I first played it, I got stuck. Something in a similar situation. I wasn't able to there were these these tiny tunnels, and I could tell that I needed to okay, so here's an example of what this tunnel looks like. In Super Mario Brothers 1, Super Mario, large Mario, I would know to get through this tunnel by running at it and then holding down so that I would slide under it. But I couldn't do that in the game in Dad Quest, so I assumed that's when it dawned on me, oh, this is a Metroidvania style game. I probably need to find some kind of power up, something to give me the ability to slide through small tunnels. And
I
like that.
love Metroidvania games. I fucking love those style games.
Yeah.
But there were just some elements about this game that just, man, I did not like this. I did not like this at all.
I loved it. I thought it was a really, really, really fun game.
Yeah, it's fun. It's funny, and the concept is funny.
Yeah.
But there are some little things about it that just make it for me.
So in Metroid, they don't tell you that you got to do the things, right?
Yeah.
You got to figure that stuff out.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's in the vein of the genre.
Yeah.
This is a genre that I don't really like, honestly.
Oh, okay.
What I like the most about Dad Quest is the combat mechanics because I've never played a game like this before.
Yeah.
So and the concept is funny, but beyond that, I think it's an engaging mechanic. So you take the role, you assume the role of a dad who I think looks a lot like your dad.
Yeah, yeah,
a lot, so much that I was streaming this on Twitch earlier. If anybody out there wants to see how this game plays, because I couldn't find a gameplay video of it on YouTube. So yeah, TADPOG might just snake on in there and be the first gameplay video of Dad Quest. Get us some views, dog. But Sandwich Boat Phil was watching me play this, and without even prompting him, he said, "Man, that dad looks like Randy."
That Phil, a guy I've never met. No, that looks like Tyler's dad.
And it was one of those where it's yeah, it really does. I did not expect you to say that, but it really, really does.
No, he's right. It totally does.
So you play Tyler's dad,
and me, let's be honest, my dad often threw me through windows.
That's how it works. So as the dad, your son is always accompanying you, and you pick him up and you throw him to accomplish certain goals. Those goals typically being to destroy enemies.
Because what the tagline is, it's hard being a dad when you have an indestructible child.
Yeah. That you can fling. I love here's the the intro to dadquestgame.com, which is the official website. A child longs to soar through the sky with the grace of an eagle and the destructive power of a 4-foot nuke. follow generations of quote-unquote dads on a quest to the legendary Dad Island. As each dad dies, each child will grow up, obtain a child of their own, and will seek to finish what their dad started to complete this grand dad venture. So we kind of get a taste of that in the demo, but like the copy on the site leads me to believe that this is like, and I hope the final game is like, I hope I'm not reading too much into it, but it feels like it's going to be a Metroidvania roguelike. Like Rogue Legacy, where it's like when you die, your son becomes the new
next
dad.
And you pick what son you want at the beginning.
Yeah,
each son is different.
Yeah, you get the choice of 2 sons, and it appears to be randomly generated each time. You get the choice of, do you want? So the 3 main categories. Each son kind of has his own class. There is Jock, there is Cultist, and there is, I think, Scholar. And each one of those correspond to one of the son's 3 prime abilities: power, intelligence, and loyalty. So a son with a high power is going to deal more damage when you throw them at an enemy. A son with a high loyalty will come back to you by himself once you throw him. And a child with a high intelligence, I do not know what that does.
Yep, I don't either.
I assume that it increases your abilities, like you learn them faster.
Yeah.
Because as you kill enemies, as you hurl your son at enemies, when the enemies die, they explode into coins and orbs. They explode into red, green, and purple orbs. And each one of those orbs, the colors correspond to, like, for example, red corresponds to power. So as you collect these orbs, the child's power, intelligence, and loyalty meters start to fill up. Once they're full, you can level up your son's ability. And you do that by throwing, like, for example, if I wanted to raise my son's power and I collected enough red orbs to fill up the power meter, what I need to do is go back to town, pick up my son, and hurl him through a gym window.
Yep.
He will come out the other side with 1 more power. So, like, if I threw him in with 1 power, he'll come out with 2 power. Once you reach certain mile markers, you will get additional powers, like additional abilities or skills. Because like at 3 power, when you throw your son, you can charge him. You can hold down the throw button, which is the left mouse button. You can hold it down, and he becomes essentially C4. So you can throw him, and if he hits an enemy, that enemy will explode and damage other enemies around him. If you get power to 5, it is essentially like getting the Crissaegrum and Symphony of the Night. You become an undefeatable duo. Your son, like, it looks like the Sharingan animation, because like your child, like as you charge him, like swirls of air pressure like start to come around him like a circular saw blade. And when you and as you're charging him, it's amazing because it's like enemies like start to like get drawn towards you, and they're like trying to pull out of the force. And when you throw him, all of this energy is just released. And it like sucks up all the enemies and deals massive damage.
Wow.
So like stuff like that made the game a lot more interesting to me than like your typical Metroidvania style game. Like even like Cave Story, which I liked, but Cave Story didn't have this like really, really neat game mechanic.
Yeah.
Because like you have to throw your son, you have to hold down, you have to click the left mouse button, and you fling the child like Mjolnir, and then once you throw him, you hit the right mouse button, and he returns to your hand to be thrown again.
Because the concept of throwing your son, having those moves is different, and I like that. I would love to see them work a controller version of this game.
Yeah, I thought about that. I don't know if it's I would love that too.
Or at least fix it to where your mouse direction does not determine which direction you're facing. I died so many times because of that.
That is annoying, and that is a complaint of mine as well.
Because you'll be clicking on enemies and then you're focusing on moving back and forth. Well, once you cross your mouse pointer, you flip the other direction.
Yeah.
So it was so many times where enemies would get up close on me, I'd be doing fine, and then end up flipping around the other way, and then just get torn to pieces.
Yeah.
I would get smashed. Like these little enemies that have spikes would roll into me. A giant pigeon would then descend on me, and just that little part of the combat was super frustrating to me.
That's a shame because I really thought that you would like this game because it reminded me. But then again, maybe it doesn't make sense because this game reminded me of two games that I don't really like, and I know that you do.
Yeah.
This game reminded me of Super Metroid and Yoshi's Island.
Yeah. Both of which I do like.
I know you love both of those games, and I appreciate those games, but I don't love those games. I don't claim to love them.
I think I got frustrated with the game early on, and that always puts me up. When I like to ease into a game.
Yeah.
So when I start and I'm immediately stonewalled, like it's hard for me to get over that.
Yeah.
So like, because as soon as I started, there's this hole by your house, like you jump in.
Yeah.
And then.
And the guy next to it says, "Hey, it's a hole."
Yeah. So you go in, and there's a hobo down there who opened a portal to let you out.
Yeah.
And then where you see immediately another hole opens up on the other side of the screen that you're, I guess, supposed to get to. So I try to do that.
Between it is a pit with a woman in it.
Right.
Yeah.
And she says, "I'm stuck. Surely there's a way to get out."
Right.
I didn't know what this wall jump.
Yeah. That's where you're supposed to learn the wall jump, I think.
And I didn't. It's not super easy to do. If it was like Mega Man X, where like if you sit on a wall, you see like the dust or something like that to indicate that you can do that.
Yes, I think it is easy to do, but it's not easy. It's not intuitive.
Yeah.
That it's a thing that you're supposed to do.
And you can only do it once before you fall.
Right. You're not able to do the multiple wall jump like Mario 64 style.
Yeah, because like I didn't figure that out, so I had to turn it off and restart.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, well, I guess I'm not going to go down there. And then at one point, once you did tell me about the wall jump, because I explored the entire map as far as I could go.
Yeah.
And you told me, no, you have to find the double jump and the slide. And I was like, okay, cool. I guess that's what those treasure chests I can't reach are.
Yeah.
And I still couldn't reach them. But once you told me about the wall jump, I was able to get further to the east, like past these pillars that have holes underneath them where you can cross.
Right.
But you can't yet. Because you
you're
can
supposed
wall
to slide
jump
under
over
them.
one.
Yeah.
And once I wall jumped past the last one, I was stuck on the other side. Like I couldn't slide underneath it. I couldn't wall jump multiple times to get back. I couldn't figure it out. So that at that point, then I was like, no, fuck this.
The hobo?
I exited out. There was nobody there. I don't know what I did or where I was.
There's a guy you're supposed to talk to because the hobo always gives you your ability.
Slide. Yeah, you told me that, and then he just. I don't know if there's just like something I happened to miss, but I was already frustrated.
Yeah.
So when I was like, oh, okay, progression. Another wall again when I didn't see this guy.
Yeah.
I couldn't go back. It turned me off so hard.
Huh. Well, that's a bummer.
I want to like it because
Yeah.
in theory I like it. When I was playing it before I got frustrated, I
Yeah.
did enjoy it. But then like there were just if the people in town would have like instead of trying to be funny,
Yeah.
well, have some of them give me a hint about what to do.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, I liked it a lot. And I also got to a point, like I started playing this game earlier in the week, and I got to a point where I was stuck. I couldn't figure out how to slide under those columns that you were just talking about. So I just stopped playing. Like I played the game for 30 minutes, and I was like, you know what? I can't figure this out. I'm getting a little frustrated, like mildly. And like before I get to my limit break, I'm just gonna shut it down and just try again later with kind of like a fresh mindset.
How much frustration I can bear has changed so much as I've gotten older because like I have so much other shit to do.
Yeah, I get
so
it.
like whenever like I hit a wall like that, it's like, oh, well, I don't know what to do. I'm going to do a million of the other tasks I have to do today.
Yeah.
So I don't like to say like that I need easier games, but because I don't. I like a more challenging game, but at the same time, like, I don't know, there has to be something there to keep me going. Otherwise, like, I'm going to play one of the other games I need to play for the podcast, or I want to play for myself, or something I have to do around the house.
Yeah. Well, I think the challenge in this game is kind of figuring that stuff out.
Yeah.
And I do feel like that's a design decision. I don't
Yeah.
feel like that's like poor design. I feel like that's just kind of what this game is about, because I honestly feel like that's what like Metroid is about, because look, man, I didn't play a lot of Metroid as a kid.
Oh, I got frustrated a lot with Metroid. Like, there just being one square I didn't bomb, and that was the way to get through to the next section.
Right,
So, yeah, it has
yeah.
shit like that too.
So, I mean, like, I just think it's a part of the genre, and I 100%, I don't think that I would have liked this game if I didn't fall in love with the combat. The combat mechanics, I'm telling you, I love those combat mechanics. They're great. It feels really, they nailed it. It feels really good to throw the child and to call it back to your
Feels
hand.
really good to throw that kid.
It really, I mean, I can't deny it. I mean, it's like they nailed that mechanic. Like, that feels so good. The game looks gorgeous. It's
Yeah.
done in like a pixel art arcade style. It reminds me of like,
The music is good.
the music is great.
The music reminded me out of something from Wild Arms, which I
need
really,
to
really
play.
enjoyed.
I really want to play that. We should do that for the show sometime.
That's hard to go back to.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
Well, the in-game combat, the out-of-game like moving, exploration, going into towns, that's timeless. But when you go into battle, they try to do 3D in the PS1, so it's just like awful triangle people and awful triangle enemies, and it's a little slow.
yeah.
But other than that, it's still good.
I think that the art style and the sound design, the animation is beautiful. It kind of reminds me of Hyper Light Drifter, because those animations in that game are gorgeous and they're in the same kind of style.
Yeah.
Dad Quest isn't like a sci-fi fantasy game like Hyper Light Drifter is, but I can see like similarities. Like, there's a lot of production value to the game, especially for a demo.
Yeah.
I agree with you with the wall jump, because the wall jump kind of feels like it needs its own animation to let you know that it is a thing,
Yeah.
and that it's an important move that you need to use
Yeah.
to get to areas.
I just would have had, like, if it had been included in the README file, like that would have been enough.
Yeah.
But like, just that there was nothing out or in game to help me, and then even like, I guess, because normally my rule of thumb when I'm playing any game is just like, I'll give something 5 or 6 tries, and then I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna drive myself crazy. I'm not gonna waste 30 minutes when I
Right.
can spend that 30 minutes doing something else a lot better.
That's how I should play Zelda games.
So, yeah.
But I don't, and they make me miserable.
Yeah.
Because I spend 5 hours, and then you tell me, because you know how I roll, and you give me like draconic hints where it's like, what's on the bookshelf?
You flag me down, Tyler. Hint.
Yeah.
Hint.
So yeah, I liked it a lot. I would really recommend everybody try it out, because it's free. First of all,
Yeah.
if you have a PC and you have 10 megabytes of space free on your computer, because that's how much space this demo takes
Yeah.
up, try the game. Try the game for yourself. I feel like I should have mentioned that it was created by Sunday Month. I feel like that's a thing that that I should have
Yeah.
mentioned.
I will try this again when the complete game is out.
I'm curious to see how it changes.
I did like it. There were just problems with it that made me where I just couldn't play it. But make the complete version, yeah, then I definitely will check this out again.
My biggest complaint about the demo is there really is no sense of you've completed the demo. Like, it's safe to close the game. Because it's a flash game, you can't save it. So it's like, if you close it, it's gone. You lose your progress. So I get to the end of the game, and it's like one of the hobos is just like, you did it. All right. And then like I leave the arena, because like the game ends once you get the double jump and the slide. You're able to get past that in the hole. You're able to go down the hole, get past the pit that you talked about, slide under the cave, and then you go into this like subterranean arena where it's just it's I wouldn't say a boss rush, but it's just level after level of you having to fight a bunch of enemies.
Yeah.
The enemies are great in the game, and the enemies I think are equally hilarious, because they're all gorgeous looking. My favorite is the bees are green, and their stingers are flaccid. They dangle from their butts, and they say things like when you hit them, they say things like "Ow, stop it!" And one of the levels in the subterranean arena, because you fight these things throughout the whole demo, one of the levels is their queen and a whole bunch of them, and the queen is just as apathetic. And just wants to be left alone, which I thought was hilarious. It's a nice little touch. So once you battle through all these levels, which it gets kind of frustrating because the combat is hard.
Yeah.
Like because the combat's hard because the enemies are difficult. Like there's a Sonic the Hedgehog parody. Like anything that whips at you really fast, like will totally mess me up.
Yeah.
Because like that is the tactic of a lot of the enemies, where it's just like just dash right.
And
at.
when you're kidless, like there's just not shit you can do.
No, and even if you have the kid, like the Sonic the Hedgehog parody, like he is invulnerable when he's spin dashing you, which he should be.
Yeah.
But it also is like the only way to avoid him is to dodge him. You gotta like jump out of the way, which is fine. But there's a level of that subterranean arena where there's 4 of them at the same time, and they're all spin dashing. So it's just like trying to dodge them is a nightmare. Fortunately, it's not a one-hit, one-kill dad kind of game.
Yeah.
You do have like heart containers essentially. So I really liked the game. I'm really glad that Phil recommended it.
If more people were playing it, so I could have just like looked up what to do. I mean, because there's nothing about this game online, like at all. No Steam forums, nothing. So,
which is, that's really cool to me too, because it's like, it has been so long since I've played a game where it's like, oh man, I don't know anything about this, and neither does the internet. It like makes me feel like a kid again, and it's like I feel like I love getting in.
It's just how Jacob wants to feel. No one else knows about it but me.
Yeah. Well, Jacob and I share that sentiment because it's like, this is a game that I easily could like hoard away myself and just like play it and not share it with anybody. Because, man, I guess it's just the way that I am. It's like Fallout 4, for example. I never finished Fallout 4. And the real reason, there's several different reasons, but like the biggest reason is some things got spoiled for me, and that was it. I was just done. I was just like, I don't want to there's no point. I don't want to play it anymore because all that I'm doing is really gathering up a whole bunch of wasteland garbage. And it's like, what's the point if I know like bits of the story? So I just stopped doing it. So it's like one of those things where I like being in on like the ground floor of a game where like everyone's just trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Bravely Default was like that because I picked up Bravely Default on release, and in the beginning, like we were all like, I joined the Bravely Default subreddit because I'm a huge nerd, and like everyone on there was just trying to figure things out together. But about a month in, everyone knew everything about the game.
Yeah.
And it was just like, well, that's awesome that like the internet allows us to do this and like come together and solve problems via instant communication. But at the same time, it does kind of suck that we've essentially solved this game in a month. And it's like, if I get stuck or anything, like all I need to do is like click. All right, well, this is the best way to defeat this boss. Okay, let's optimize my characters and do that.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
It's true. I mean, no, you're right.
And I think it's just like different people like different things.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't think there's anything wrong with like the people who like want to optimize. Like, if that's how you get your best gaming experience, go for it.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's on me. I should avoid that subreddit if I don't want to. If I don't want to do that. But at the same time, I don't want to feel like I'm falling behind.
All of my other like fandom subreddits, like tons of people, when something new is coming out, I'll miss you guys. Have to unsubscribe because this will be spoiled for me.
Yeah.
See you in a month. So like every fandom I do, like Fallout was abandoned by everyone for like a month.
Yeah.
Because no one wanted. Spoilers would be posted no matter what. Somebody would forget to black it out or just not care.
Yeah.
So like you just have to do that.
I don't know. Tyler,
Yes, Dave.
I had fun today.
Yeah.
Talking about Dad Quest. I'm glad that you were honest with your opinions. I like that. It's rare that we disagree on a game,
Yeah.
I think. Our Earthworm Jim might be like the last one where I feel like we've had this much of a divide.
I wanted to like it, and I see where I can like it, but it just needs a few things fixed for me in the final game. So I definitely 100% will check out the final game.
I wish that I had backed it on Kickstarter, and I would have if I'd have known about it.
Yeah.
I didn't know about it. So I guess I'll just have to wait. This is a game that, like, I know this is a hot button issue. This is like controversial, but like I will get in on early access of this game.
Yeah.
No questions asked. I think it's worth it to me. Like, the demo has captivated me. I got to the end of it and I was like, I want to play more of this game.
Yeah.
Which is rare for this genre. Because usually I'm like, even Cave Stories, like, man, this was great, but I'm not going to play it ever again. And I'm glad that part of me is really glad that it's over.
Because now the Steam Summer Sale is going on, and pretty much if anything has a Metroidvania tag, I'll watch the video. I'll be like, yeah, okay, $7. All right, that looks good to me.
There's so many of them now.
Yeah.
Like, there is so many of them. So have you picked up any games in this most recent Steam sale?
I've picked up about 15 games, I think, so far in this sale.
I had, man, Steam.
They're ingenious. They've got me with Start Your Queue.
Yeah.
Because that shows me
I know.
games that I would have never otherwise seen.
But they done goofed, because here's what happened to me. I was maybe at work. I don't know. You take a guess. And I was browsing the Steam sale, and I loaded my cart up, dude. Like, because I was, it was slow. I didn't have a whole lot to do. So I just was browsing Steam, and I was like, yeah, that looks great. Oh, that looks wonderful. That's great. Cart. And then I got to checkout, and I was like, I got like $90 worth of games in here. Maybe I should run it by Nikki and see if there are any games in here that, like, because I picked up a lot of co-op games that I want to play with her. And it's like, if I've got something in the cart that's co-op that she doesn't want to play, I'll just kick it out and save some money.
Yeah.
I got home the next day I showed her, I was like, go to my cart, everything's gone. So it didn't save the cart from the time I was at work to when I was home. So I ended up just spending like $20. It actually helped me, but
yeah. Well, like whenever I was buying games, like I'd see something, okay, cool, buy it. Oh, can't buy anything else for a few hours. Like,
oh, really?
It's like you've been spending a lot of money. Try again in a few hours.
Really?
It's like, fuck you.
It's like they think you were hacked or something.
Yeah, I guess. So it's just
it's
like
a security measure.
Yeah, but so I understand it, but at the same time, it's just like, let me buy a fucking game.
Also, I'm getting old, and this is how I know that I'm getting old. I don't understand how this particular sale works, because like in previous sales, I feel like every day they had like daily deals, and then they had games.
I think they've gotten rid of the last time they didn't have the daily deal things
Really?
either.
See, I skipped the last one
or the
totally.
voting was gone too. So now it's
Really?
just like a flat sale, and you start your queue and look over your queue, and that's how you get trading cards.
Gotcha. Well, like what really messed me up is, okay, I figured out remember a couple episodes back, I was talking about the dude who was streaming Final Fantasy XIV as a wolf. Mm-hmm. He was using some software called FaceRig, and I found it on Steam, and I was like, oh, it's $15. That looks like a fun thing to play around with, and that might be a thing that Henry enjoys.
Yeah.
So I'll pick that up when it goes on sale. It went on sale as part of this summer sale on Steam, and I didn't buy it because I was like, well, I guess this will just be on sale all week. I guess this will just be on sale till July 4th, and then the next day it was no longer on sale.
Oh, I didn't
and
know
I was
that.
like, man, this is some bullshit.
Yeah, I didn't know if it had been said like a timer, like flash deal, your daily deal. Yeah, you're right, but it's not
So
cornered off like it used to be.
So next time maybe, or if it hits a Humble Bundle or something like that.
Yeah.
Firewatch is another one that I wanted to buy.
I wanted to buy that too, so it was on sale.
I know.
So it went off sale pretty quickly.
It did. It did
Okay.
go off sale, and it might be bad. I don't know how. My point is, I don't know how the sale works.
Yeah, this is weird.
And Firewatch, I feel like that screams Humble Bundle game to me.
Oh, it does.
I don't know if
you are right. I
Like-
watched the demo. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go and buy this. This looks fun. But yeah, you're right. It is 100% Humble Bundle.
Yeah, it looks amazing, and I
Yeah.
really, really want to play it. But it is like when I saw it, and I was like, I bet I can buy this for $1 next
Because like
year.
the Humble Exploration Bundle or some shit, it'll be on there.
something like that.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. So I have a few
Yes.
questions for
Yes.
you.
Yes.
The first of which is, if you were to give this game a beard, Tyler, what kind of beard would you give it?
I would have to give it my beard when I was 17.
You had a beard when you were 17?
I mean, it wasn't fully loaded
Is
yet.
it kind of like mine now?
It was. I mean, I have pictures of it somewhere.
Yeah.
It's like I was because I couldn't have facial hair in high school. So after I graduated when I was 17, and so it's coming in. So it'll look. You can tell like, oh, that's going to be a full red beard one day.
It's the demo.
Yeah. So I had my demo beard.
Awesome. All right, cool. That makes sense. If you were to give this game, Tyler, if you were to give this game a pair of glasses, what kind of glasses would you give it?
I guess I'm also going to have to give it my current glasses because I have an astigmatism that is only going to get worse over time, and I'll need more and more powerful glasses.
Yeah.
So right now, my problem's still loading. So there you go. So I've got demo eyesight problems.
Welcome to the world of vision problems. You're gonna really enjoy it. I think it's
I think so.
yeah, it's really.
Because I still
fun.
never wear my glasses like ever.
Yeah, I've seen you in them once.
Yeah, I think they're in my desk. I think.
Well, Tyler, it's a great way to spend $200 to $300 a year.
Oh man.
Tyler, I've got another question for you. I don't think you're prepared for this at all.
No.
Out of the games that we've covered in Dad Month, which is your favorite? Because we did Dad Quest, which we're talking about right now. We did Dad and Me. And what else did we do? We did some other
Shower with your
games.
dad simulator.
Shower with your dad simulator.
And then Who's Your Daddy?
Who's your daddy? That's right. Good memory. Much better than mine. Much better than mine. I'd completely forgotten two of them.
My favorite is probably Shower with Your Dad Simulator 2015.
Why is that?
I guess I played it the most, and I would play it again. I just left it installed on Steam.
Nice.
And it was funny, and there's a lot to do with it,
Yeah.
So that one's just my favorite one.
That is a solid
and it's super
game.
cheap.
Yes.
So
I'm going with Dad Quest.
yeah,
Because I finished the demo and I kind of want to play it again. Just for the combat mechanic.
Yeah.
Like it's fun for me. Like it scratches an itch for me that like Yoshi's Island didn't do. It's the same concept, right? Instead of you being Yoshi throwing eggs, you're a dad throwing a baby.
Yeah.
But there's something about it's fast and I like the returning animation and it just feels right to me. And the only way I can think of them maybe adapting it for a controller is to do like the Yoshi's Island reticule style like thing, which I think would just slow the game down.
yeah.
But I'm going Dad Quest. But my runner up is definitely Shower with Your Dad Simulator. Who's Your Daddy is kind of fun.
It was fun.
It's fun. Like it's like a 20-minute game. I feel like.
Yeah. Then you've seen all the ways you can die and.
Or even if you haven't,
If you're the baby, you're probably just gonna win.
yeah,
most of the time.
it's just so one-sided.
It's not. Yeah, it's too one-sided to keep going. So
Yeah, and random people on the internet are the worst. Unless you're listening to this, in which case you're the best.
yeah. You wanna take a call or two?
Yeah, I'd love to. Are we good on time?
Yeah.
All right, let me pull this up. We've got we have a glorious Scrooge McDuck vault full of Google Voice calls. So here we go. Scrolling through, here is a text message from 520 who says, Ridge Racer and Tekken 1 on PS had the games on the load screen. I think he's referring to the mini games that the
Namco Bandai had copywritten for a long time.
That is from Bloody Knave of Ziggy Moons. So we should just do an entire episode on the loading mini games from
I'm
Ridge
down.
Racer and Tekken 1 because that sounds like a super easy episode.
Yep.
Thanks for the info. We appreciate it. Here is a voicemail. This is from Wizened Sage, Ian Chandler. I want to point out, Google translates this as French Bulldog. It's Susan, CGM.
Fucking TADPOG. It's Wizened Sage Ian. I haven't called in a while, and I'm driving through town listening to the All Call show from recently. I'm trying to get caught up. I'm going to elaborate on why I'm so far behind, and hopefully in a future episode. But so this whole Samir thing's got me puzzled. In case you've forgotten, the letter the guy wrote, the anonymous letter from Evansville, and
We have not forgotten.
You may have addressed this since, you may have already addressed this, but I'm going to say it while it's on my mind just in case. Tyler brought up bathroom situation. It's the left hand. Typically, it is inappropriate to offer your left hand in cultures where that might be considered a thing to do, which is sort of clean yourself after you shit or whatever with your left hand. It's typically not. It's the left hand is the bad thing. So he offered.
It's a sinister hand. I get it.
That he offered his right hand.
A better hand.
Tyler's the devil.
The only other thing I could think of was maybe, except for the fact that the guy writing the letter was a man. I do know also that it is considered inappropriate for a woman to, reach out, engage for a handshake, or make any sort of physical contact without provocation in certain cultures. I believe Indian culture is one of them. I don't know. I'm probably jumping the gun. If I just keep listening, maybe we'll eventually get this answer, but just thought I'd weigh in. And I thought I'd like to give you guys a call because I miss you and I love you, and I hope to see you soon. Have a great day. Bye.
Thanks, Ian.
Yeah.
We love you too.
Well, we don't. I don't want to spoil it.
And we're not allowed to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we did find out who Samir is.
Mystery solved.
Yeah. And yeah, we can't reveal who it is, but it's fucking hilarious.
It is great. And maybe one day, maybe like 30, 40 years from now, we can tell you.
Yeah.
When we're still doing this show. When we do our VR show.
Yeah.
When Tyler and I are doing Coachella, we'll tell you.
We're part of Skynet. We will upload it to you.
Yeah, once our consciousness has been uploaded, then we can tell you without repercussion. But until then, we would get in very big trouble, I feel like, if we told.
Yeah.
Considering that I was specifically asked never to tell anybody. All right, Ian, thanks for calling. It looks like you called back.
Rugged Tadpog. It's Ian, by the way. I'm still listening to 295, the All Calls show. And, I got two more things to say. This episode's really got me thinking. I got two more things to say.
Pause. Wouldn't it be great if Ian just solved it out of the blue?
Yeah.
Like some kind of Nancy or Sherlock Holmes where it's slow-mo, where it's he's just rifling through all guest hosts and stuff, connecting lines.
Yeah, bubbles pop up and cross out.
Yeah. Swipe. All right, sorry, I didn't mean to kill the flow.
First thing I want to say is you mentioned that they have the pulled pork now at Burrito Shack, and Dave went on about I don't want barbecue on my pork. I want
or my burrito.
Cubes. I'm gonna have to, Dave. This might be the first thing that I fully and totally disagree with you on.
All right.
The pulled pork at Burrito Shack here in lovely Paducah, Kentucky.
Link in the show notes.
Delicious. It's not like barbecue. It's just pork that's been seasoned properly for use in a burrito. Cubes of burrito. What the fuck?
That sounds delicious.
Like 8 in the morning. I can't think. Cubes of pork. It's like pieces of dog food on burrito.
No.
I don't. No. Sorry, buddy. We're gonna have to agree to disagree on that point. And secondly, you decided that John and I, Burger Bottom, John Turley, and myself would be Beaker and Bunsen. And I guess I like that okay. Your Muppet Babies thing. I guess I like that okay, except that I don't know. I kind of thought you guys would make us the old dudes that sit up in the balcony and whip insults at everybody, but I don't know if they're on that
and Waldorf.
show. Was there baby versions of them?
They showed up in Muppet Babies.
Anyway, I hope this call is coherent when you play it back on the show because I'm really tired. I don't know why. I was really tired this morning and I can't think, but I guess I can think enough to call. Again, I love you. I miss you. I hope you're doing all right. You sound like you're doing all right. And I'd love to see you again soon. Bye.
Homie, I am never awake at 8. My body's moving around, but I am totally since it's Ian who called, I feel like it's appropriate to say, I totally feel like the farmer in Men in Black. I feel like Mr. Sugarwater. Okay, so first things first. Based on your recommendation, Ian, I will try the pulled pork burrito at Burrito Shack. I like cubed. I like the cubed pork. That's good. And I also like dog food. So, I mean, that's part of it. The Spam is right out. I'll try the pulled pork. Actually, I would try it today, but we're recording this on Sunday and they're closed.
Yep.
So maybe tomorrow I'll report back.
Paducah is the worst place to eat on Sunday.
Yeah.
Everything
really
good is closed on Sunday.
On Sunday or after 9 o'clock.
Yep. True.
Because once 9 o'clock rolls around, usually about the time Henry goes to bed, Nikki and I are like, oh, well, I guess we got to cook something here. Or go to Wendy's, McDonald's, Hardee's, or name your other fast food chain.
Yep. Feed the corporation, not local business. Yep. That's probably pretty good.
Okay.
It's pretty good.
Well, cool. If you want to call, like Ian has, and text like Ziggy Moon has, feel free to do so at 270-883-2555. Changing up the flow a little bit because I feel like it's relevant to include after the voicemails.
That's true. Well, thanks for listening, everybody. You've been the show on iTunes, Stitcher, or SoundCloud. So don't miss the next episode. We'll be talking about Echo the Dolphin.
Echo the Dolphin.
Yeah.
I need to get started on that.
Me too.
So that I can give the game its due like I said I needed to do.
Yep.
Oh, boy. That's a pretty short one, right? I don't think it is. I think it's like a 4 to 5 hour.
We had a busy week of pre-wedding and post-wedding and actual wedding things.
Right. Yes.
So if you want to help us out, and a lot of people did, I made my call to action that I would do something nice for whoever posted 149.
Yeah, on iTunes reviews.
Yep.
Who got the 149th iTunes review?
Well, because I can see where the Tadpog diehards definitely like, oh, I'm going to get that. I'm going to get that. So
we got a bunch of them?
So thank you. We are now sitting pretty at 155.
Holy shit. That's a lot.
Yeah. So thank you to... I'll start by the people who didn't win first.
Okay.
Thank you.
Build tension. I like it. I like your storytelling.
Yeah. So this review, You Should Get Him On by Fish Lips Told Me To. The review saying, you should get him on. Another review, which I think we should, Fish Lips J, this is what he should be. Fishly Pajama Told Me To.
Fishly Pajama?
So that's a nice autocorrect.
That's a wonderful autocorrect.
Fishly Pajama J. So by Fish Lips J Told Me To, or by Guru Daddy. Okay, well these messed up. It just says, or is it? So it's supposed to go somewhere else, but it didn't.
Wait, what?
Let's see. I'm sorry. Let me start all over again.
Okay.
You Should Get Him On by Fish Lips J Told Me To. You Should Get Him On. Then again, Fishly Pajama Told Me To by Fish Lips J Told Me To. You Should Get Him On. Then, I read those out of order. This Is Not Lord Mike by Gru Daddy, commenting, or is it?
I am super confused, but I'm glad that we got reviews.
And then Fish Lips J Told Me To by Sparky 2014. You should get him on. He knows quite a bit about games. And then these guys are Blue from Mako Energy by Mason 19865. If you're looking for game reviews and a couple of cool, young, well-hung podcasters, this is not what you're looking for.
Mason, thank you, Mason.
Tyler and Dave aren't bad either, though. But the winner, who got in 149, Shinjin 29 with I Love Squiggle Pens. If you make a mistake, you got to roll with it, and that's why I still listen to this podcast. Heart.
Well, that's nice.
So Shinjin 29.
What's he get or she get?
I don't know. I'm gonna touch base. Send me a message on Facebook. Let's talk. Let's find out what we can do for you because you helped me out of a spot. So yeah, just send me a message on Facebook or Twitter, whichever.
We just need your mailing address.
Yeah,
that's all.
Give me your address.
We just need your mailing address. It's not a big deal. It's not even a thing. So since we got a bunch of them, we should do this again.
Yep.
Depending on what you have to send to Shinjin, like you might run out of fingers eventually, but we should do this again because that feels good to get a whole bunch of reviews.
Yeah. So that's helpful, very helpful for us. So if you want to further help us out, go to iTunes, subscribe, find the show, give us a 5-star rating, and write a review.
Yes.
So if there's a game you want us to play, a guest host for a certain episode, a Patreon request, or just have us do something nice for you. I don't know what it is. Just go there, leave that, include it in your review, and promise we will get to that eventually.
Don't worry, guys. Like Tyler said, we're going to be back. We're going to be talking about Echo the Dolphin In the meantime, you can always find us tadpog.com. That's where the show notes live. You can find us on Facebook. We're at facebook.com/tadpog. There's a lot of cool people there doing a lot of cool shit. Thanks for commenting. I like hearing your feedback on episodes. That's great. That's amazing. I know we've got some new people on there who are participating. That feels good too. You can follow us on Twitter if you want. We're at tadpog_podcast. We are on Twitch. I've been streaming as much as I can.
Yeah, that's impressive.
It's kind of tough for me because I like do it when Henry's sleeping and napping, so I always feel kind of creepy because I'm talking in a low voice.
Whisper dad gamer.
So it's like today was great.
This is your ASMR Twitch. Twitch stream for the day.
That's going to be our niche. That's like how we do it. But today was great when I streamed Dad Quest. So if you want to know how this crazy game plays, check us out on Twitch. Nikki and Henry went out shopping, so I got to be as crazy and as loud as I wanted to be. I'll have a link to that in the show notes. We have a Patreon. And some very, very lovely and loyal Tadpog listeners have given us some money, Tyler. I don't know if you know this or not.
I do.
Okay, good. And so I have some people that I'd like to thank. I would like to thank Bloody Handed Otaku of Ziggy Moons, Mike H., who upped his donation. Thank you very much, Mike. We appreciate it. I want to thank Micah Purdue, a.k.a. Exalted Lord Mike of Purdue, who has upped his pledge by a penny, which he's doing at the end of every episode now, so that we have to say his name at least once. This is essentially him marking his territory, I feel like.
But I feel like if everybody would do that, so we're just reading off
it'd be amazing.
Huge list of names after every episode.
Yeah, it would be amazing.
For like 50 cents.
50 cents for increase per episode? Yes, please. And I also want to thank a new donor, Joseph E. Willard III.
Oh, yeah. And for him. But there you go.
So thanks very much, guys. Tyler, I have something for you.
Yeah.
It kind of smells.
It
kind of smells like vinegar. Oops, shit. I'm sorry. I threw it over your shoulder. That is Tadpog prototype T-shirt, which just came in.
Does smell just like
ink
vinegar.
smells like vinegar. When I opened it, Nikki's like, "What smells like vinegar?" So that's a large. Wash it. Put it on. Tell me how it fits. And if we're both pleased with the quality, we'll launch these things.
Yeah, I'll take a picture of this for the Instagram.
Okay, cool.
All right, awesome. Thank you. Let's see. If you have anything you want to send us, let me pull up this address that I still have not memorized.
Me neither. I never will.
I probably
either.
won't. Yeah.
No.
Got this slow internet connection back in my bedroom. Okay, so if you want to send anything, please send it to Tadpog Studios, care of Nicole and Nance, P.O. Box 3785, Paducah, Kentucky 42002.
Our mailbox is currently full, so if that's an incentive to you for any reason, listener, you're probably going to get a lot of lavish praise if you send us something.
Our mailbox is empty or full? What did you say?
Oh, if I said full, I
said full.
I meant empty.
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible. I totally sent a bad message. I was like, our mailbox is full, so fuck off. That's not what I meant. Thanks for correcting me.
We also have an Instagram at tadpog_podcast.
Yes.
So I've been putting things up there.
Amazing.
Let's see. Our theme song is Moves by Sigmar Drive. Link to that track in the show notes at tadpog.com. Dave, how'd you close this out?
Oh, wow. I hadn't even been thinking about it. That's a good... I have an idea.
Okay.
So let's close it out like birds. Because birds notoriously throw their children in video games.
That's true.
And I think this is one of the reasons that Sandwich Pope Phil recommended that we play it. Because he knows your very astute observation of birds in video games throwing their eggs.
All right. So until next time... Tropical. Return of the Mac. Return of the Mac. Bump up the world. Return of the Mac.
What's that
That's
about?
just been in my head today. All day. I do not know why.
Well, it's because you're back.